Hello and welcome to this episode of the Weak Forms series. Today we're looking at the articles a or a and an or un. So this video is going to be slightly longer than some of the other weak forms videos because this is a slightly complicated topic. So first of all, the strong form is a. And the thing you need to think about is the word that comes next. So when we're making a decision about pronunciation with a and an, we think about the sound that comes afterwards. So if a is in front of a word that begins with a consonant sound, like in the example here, peach, it's a peach because the p is a consonant, peach, a peach. Okay, so that's the first thing to hold in mind. Thinking about an then. So we've got that an. Again, we're in strong form here. An is used if the word that comes next begins with a vowel sound. So the example we've got here is apple. Apple begins with that a, so it's an apple. And actually what often happens in connected speech is that consonant at the end of an will sound like it's jumped across and joined on to the next word. So rather than it being really distinctive, an apple, it's going to sound more like an apple in joined up connected speech, an apple. So that's the strong form, an. So we had a and an. But we're here thinking about weak forms, and to be honest, with a and an, you are probably going to hear much more frequently the weak forms used than the strong forms. So let's go weak. So when we go weak, we generally need the schwa, the vowel. If that's something you're still struggling with, don't worry. Check the link in the notes below to other videos where you can practice this sound. So thinking about our a, the weak form of a is just It's schwa, And the weak form of the strong form is an. So we switch it up, we put the schwa in there, and an becomes un. So let's have a couple of examples then to put this in context. Does she have a cat? It's just there as part of the grammar of the sentence with the meaning of one cat, yeah? And because it's not stressed, it's not emphasized, it doesn't need to be strong, it can be weak. Does she have a cat? A cat. Thinking about a word with a consonant then. Do you want an apple? Not an apple, just an apple. Again, it's part of the grammar of the sentence. We're not emphasizing it particularly here, so it doesn't need to be strong. It can be weak very comfortably. That will allow your speech to sound more connected and more relaxed, more fluent. So, does she have a cat? Do you want an apple? However, that being said, we can choose to go strong with both of these words if we want to give some special emphasis to what we're saying. And this, if you're pronouncing English as a second language, this is quite a high level piece of work that you would be doing if you're at that stage where you're thinking about going weak versus strong to give that extra meaning. That's quite high level work. So if that's something you're thinking about, hats off to you. So let's have a look at an example then. So first of all, I'm going to read this sentence with no emphasis, just as a baseline. I said you could have a biscuit or an ice cream. So a biscuit or an ice cream. It doesn't really have much feeling to it. But let's imagine I've got a child and I go into the kitchen, the child has a half-eaten biscuit in one hand and a half-eaten ice cream in the other hand, I might say, I said you could have a biscuit or an ice cream. And so in that case, I would probably also go strong with the word or. And my emphasis is clearly, I meant one or the other, a biscuit or an ice cream, emphasising that singularity, that one of the thing. So that's how we can do it. That's how we can use a strong form to really convey what we mean. It's beyond just the word itself to the emotions behind the word. I would be showing my frustration at finding that biscuits and ice creams are being eaten together. So that's just an example. So just to review then before we finish, because this is a slightly complicated set of weak forms to think about. We've got a or a before a consonant, and then we've got an or un before a vowel. And the important thing to think there is consonant sound, vowel sound, because sometimes you might encounter words in English that look like they begin with a vowel that could actually be a consonant sound. I will at some point put together a video with some examples to make it more clear what I mean, but the key thing is it's a consonant or a vowel sound that you want to be thinking about when you make your decision if you're going with a or an. So if you found that useful, go ahead and hit like, and of course subscribe if you haven't already. And if you check out the homepage, you'll find lots of other pronunciation resources to keep you busy, as well as some stuff for IELTS preparation. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a lovely day.